What's up everybody and welcome back to another video where today we are going to be predicting the World Cup using FIFA 18. So you guys might have seen the video a little while back where I met up with a load of other YouTubers. We had Finch, the F2, Matt, the Oakley, I'm not even going to sit here and list everyone, you guys probably seen it, and where we decided to come together to try and predict this summer's results and win ourselves £100 million in the Stars Challenge. So there is still a link down in the description if you guys want to go and get involved. You've got up until the start of the tournament to get your results in. It's a big ask, but it is possible to do, and that is what we are doing today. So we came together, if you guys seen the last video, and decided that we'd allocate a group to each person. I have been given Group C, which consists of France, Denmark, Australia, and Peru. So a little bit of a one-horse race, if I'm being honest myself, or that's what I'm going to imagine, with France just absolutely storming it. They're obviously the hosts of the last big European, at least, international tournament. They hosted Euro 2016. They obviously got to the final. They were smashing it the whole way. The final was in Paris, and then they lost 1-0 in extra time to Portugal, which was not ideal. So they'll be looking to bounce back as strong as possible from this on. And obviously they knocked out Germany in the semi-finals of the Euros, and they went through loads of other good teams. Managed to get all the way to the final, just fell at the final hurdle. So there's obviously now some extra stiff competition being added with the likes of Argentina and Lionel Messi. Brazil, Neymar and co getting involved there as well. And I mean, I would say an Egypt with Salah, but realistically, I doubt there's going to be a Greece winning the Euro sort of scene with Egypt winning the World Cup. I just can't see it going quite that far, but you never know. You never know. And Belgium stepping up to the plate as well as their players control. But anyway, to a quick little remark, as it's not just a one-horse race. I mean, I'm not even the one doing the predicting. We're going to actually use FIFA to simulate these games, and FIFA can do my predictions of it. Just leave it all down to EA basically, and then I can't be wrong and blamed for losing everyone else £100 million. So Australia, you've got a couple of good players that will recognise. Matty Ryan, of course. They've got Aaron Moy in centre midfield. Tim Cahill has been called up for Australia. The man's nearly 40, so make of that what you will with the depth of Australia's squad compared to France, who have left like Martial and stuff like that at home. They're calling up Tim Cahill. France aren't taking Benzema. Yeah. Denmark though, Denmark have got a couple of recognisable players as well. They've got Kasper Schmeichel in goal, obviously. Christensen at the back for Chelsea. The biggest name is probably Christian Eriksen. Whether he can carry them through the group, I'd like to think so personally, but we're going to leave that up to FIFA. And then we've got Peru, who, I'm going to be honest, I haven't got a clue. That is why we're leaving it down to EA. So we should probably just jump straight in and get on to game day number 1, where the first game of the group is going to be France versus Australia. So into the game we go, where the action started straight away in the 6th minute with Thomas Lemar coming very, very close to getting the first goal of this group. It wouldn't be the first goal of the World Cup. I think the hosts always play on the opening day just by themselves. But first game of the group, where, to be honest with you, nothing much else happened in the first half. It was quite a cagey, stale start to the group. It took to the 60th minute to get another chance, where there's a great little bit of play. The ball got put across the box, but Griezmann couldn't quite get on the end of it. And then when it fell to Kante on the edge, with Kante being a CDM rather than a goal scorer, his shot was never going to go on target, and that was that. So then France, obviously being France, going all out for the attack. They wanted the win in their first game. They went all out attack to the point of playing Umtiti as a second target man up front, and it was actually him who broke the deadlock. The ball got played into Pogba, who laid it off first time, and then with his weak foot, Umtiti drills it under the goalkeeper, puts France 1-0 up in the 90th minute. The goalkeeper is absolutely fuming, and that is going to be 1-0 to France and their first 3 points on the board. So the other two teams in this group, as you can see, are of course Denmark and Peru, and their game was an absolute goal fest. It was mental. Like I said, notable players being Kasper Schmeichel and Christensen. Goals, 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 never mind the defence. Eriksen playing a very big part in this one, and Jorgensen as well, as you guys are about to see. It did start off with a very nice chance to Denmark on the edge of the box, but a decent save from Peru's keeper, getting across to save that one and push it out from a corner. But the corner was then taken and played in, and it was nodded away very nicely by the defence. Picked up on the edge of the box, little bit of play in and around the box before Sisto picked up the ball, played a beautiful little 1-2, and then finished it off to put Denmark 1-0 up very nice and early in this game. But it didn't last for very long, as Peru broke down the line, Low driven cross across the box and some pretty dodgy defending and dodgy marking, picking up the man, allowed for a very easy save from inside the box. Nice cross, good finish, absolutely terrible marking from Denmark. Again, Peru were looking for goals from the cross. They drilled it across, but Schmeichel picked it up and instantly started a counter-attack from Denmark. The ball goes racing down the line, and it's just end-to-end stuff is basically what's going on. Both teams are going out, both teams are trying to score. Cannon back off the woodwork on this counter-attack for Denmark before Peru race all the way up the other end themselves and start their own counter-attack. Again, cross and play and down the line seems to be very, very big in Peru's tactics. Getting down the line, whipping the ball in, and a very nice volley to go ahead for the first time in this game just before half time. So the goals just kept on flowing. This time it's Denmark's turn to pull it back to 2-2. Picked up an attack started by Eriksen before it's played a little bit of football, knocked about down the line. Cuts back across, falls into the path of Jorgensen on the edge of the box. Like I said, this man's going to be getting assists galore. He lays off to someone whose name I'm going to pronounce as Kvist on the edge of the box. He's got far too much space and he smashes in and pulls Denmark level. And then both teams were still going for the win. None of them was content to get a draw in this match and just pick up a point and go joint second in the group ahead of Australia. They wanted to be up there with France. It's headed away by Denmark to start another attack, where once again it is Jorgensen with an absolutely beautiful assist, a perfectly weighted through ball to Christian Eriksen, who finesses it top bins to give Denmark a 3-2 lead in an absolutely crazy end to game day 1 in Group C, which of course now puts the table with both France and Denmark on 3 points and Australia and Peru unfortunately both on 0 as we move into game day 2. Denmark versus Australia, you guys don't even want to see. In typical Australian fashion, just parking the bus apparently and trying not to concede. Unfortunately for Denmark, they don't have Umtiti to score a 90th minute crazy goal and all that attack. It was just a 0-0 ball fest. I'm not even going to bore you guys with any of the highlights. So let's go on to another crazy game. France versus Peru, where this one started off as an absolute flyer. Mbappe scored in the 13th minute. There was quite a lot of build-up, and to be honest with you, I didn't think anyone was ever going to shoot. But when they eventually did, it eventually came to Mbappe, and he finished it off very, very nicely. Griezmann almost made it to 5 minutes later, but a very good save from the keeper as we went into half-time, with France dominating, having only 4 shots of the game and nearly 60% possession, which is absolutely ridiculous. So into the second half we went, and in the 58th minute, Peru's defence, it seemed like I basically given up. Griezmann is finding far, far too much space to come into the box, and a nice finish with the outsider's boot. A little bit of Trivella, whip it far post, very, very nice finish. Puts France 2-0 up. Giroud almost made it 3 just before the end, but it was once again Griezmann to finish off the France build-up. 90th minute, banged it top bins, 3-0 to France. 3 points to France. Thank you very much. They are wanting to stay top of this group, and that is exactly what they've done, going in with 6 points to Denmark's 4, Australia's 1, and Peru's whopping 0. So here it is, game day 3. Game number 1, Denmark versus France. It was a slow first half with France absolutely dominating the possession, but there was no real chances, to be honest with you. It took until the 73rd minute for the breakthrough with an amazing bit of football to set Dembele free on the right. He'd just been subbed on for Thomas Lemar as France were looking for the breakthrough, and he has an absolutely brilliant finish with his left foot to put France 1-0 up. And then, like I said, once again, it's always Griezmann, it's always the 90th minute, and there we go. That is 2-0 to France, with them dominating once again. Denmark didn't even have a shot. Like I said at the start, it's just a one-horse race basically in this group. France absolutely storming it, as you would expect. 9 points for them, and we're going in to the final game where I'm not quite sure how the goal difference would line up or what sort of results they would need to get one of these teams. Peru can't go through. They've got 0 points at this point. Australia could with a big win against Peru, I think, but it's Australia. They've just got nothing going forward, basically. Like I said, they've got 40-year-old Tim Cahill playing, actually called up for that. He's not quite 40 yet, but still. Finished his Premier League career with Everton, went to the MLS, went back to the A-League, and now he's playing in like League 2 or League 1 or something like that, maybe the Championship. I don't really know. But basically, they've got not much going forward. They're all right in midfield. They're solid in midfield. They're solid at the back. It was just another 0-0. That gave Australia 2 points. Peru got their first point, but it was not enough for either of them to stay in the tournament, with France, of course, advancing on 9 and Denmark staying safe with their 4 points going through to the knockout round. So a pretty realistic group, I think I would say. If I was going to actually work it out myself and put my money on it, probably something along the lines of what I've go. Maybe Australia not scoring a single goal is a little bit tragic. I don't know if I'd actually go for that. Tim Cahill always used to pop up forever and then bag a goal, but you never know. It is, of course, EA's decision and not mine, and I have just absolved all responsibility from losing us 100 million and getting this wrong. But let me know down in the comment section if you think this is kind of on the money. France to go through, Denmark to win, France to win all 3 games, Australia to 2 draws and a loss to France. Denmark beat Peru and drew to Australia. Lost to France, obviously, because they won all 3. But it's been quite interesting. I think this is actually quite a good way. We are meant to go back and meet up with the other lads and put all of our groups together. They're obviously deciding it in whatever way they feel is fit to do so. If you want to go and try out and get all of these and maybe win £100 million, there's a link down in the description. Of course, you do have to be over 18 for any sort of gambling stuff, so go and check that out if you are. I'm, like I said, going to go away and predict some more myself and maybe tell the other guys that they're a little bit wrong. But if you'd like to see all of that put into a video as well, let me know down in the comment section. Maybe we can have a video where FIFA predicts the whole World Cup. But for now, we're doing it as a team with the other YouTubers to win £100 million thanks to BetStars. Like I said, link down in the description. I'll see you guys soon.